Hey guys, this is Blade of Ire bringing you another StarCraft English commentary, and yeah, as usual, I'm commentating on the MSL Survivor, and this is Group Y, played today in the MSL Survivor, and as you've probably got used to it, I'm not commentating on the first two sets, simply because of time issues, because I've got school and I've got stuff to do and like homework and whatever, so I'm only doing 3 matches today. And the first one to start off is the winners match between Luxury and Lomo, which is about to be played on Zodiac between the two. And as usual, I'm just gonna wait for these two to come in so I can, really give you quickly the starting positions, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit of information on the previous two games. So we've got Luxury as Blue Zerg at the 3 o'clock position, and Lomo as Terran in come on, show it in red at the 9 o'clock position. So really quick about the first two games about this group, we also had Nal Ra, the good old Protoss in it, and an unknown Zerg called Punsu, a rising Zerg from SKT1 I read. And if I'm looking at Pandemic's predictions, it pretty much turned out as he expected, and it wasn't really that hard to predict what was going to happen in this one, simply because Luxury is such a beast today. In these days, he's pretty much one of the highest ranked players. He's in all big competitions, really ahead, and he's also one of the best ZVZ players in the world. And Punsu had absolutely no chance against him, because Luxury rushed him pretty quickly with the Zerglings. Punsu tried to counter, but it was his mistake of going for the hatch, whilst yes, Luxury went for kind of a tech build with a quicker Spire, had the mutas, and when the mutas were out and Punsu's mutas were so far from coming out, it was clear that it was GG, and that's pretty much how that one ended. And the other one, Nal Ra versus Lomo, was also quite predictable, because Nal Ra is really one of the greatest of the greats, like back in the day and everything. Still, he's lost, as I see here, 12 of his last 13. Oh my god, 12 of his last 13. Also to players like Fantasy Tester, Shine, and Gwem Chi, so not really the best. And Lomo, he's not really great, but and in the meantime, double Rex might be worth mentioning. Double Rex on this side for Lomo. So it's kind of you can feel what he's gonna go for. This match is not going to take that long, and in the meantime, Hatchery on the other side for Luxury. So what happened pretty much was, it was easy, it was predictable. Also, Nal Ra lost his last 6 PVTs, so it was all speaking against him, and unfortunately, he was one of the greats, but he's not really that good anymore. And what he kind of went was a lot of carriers quite soon, and simply the force of Goliath was so big that the carriers simply got systematically taken out. A couple of expansions were also taken out by the tanks and the vulture bikes, and so it was pretty much over after maybe 20 minutes or something like that for the good old Protoss. So this is why we see these two in this final, and it's really like a 99% chance that Luxury will take this one, I guess, if you think about how good he is. Though, yeah, and he spotted these two Marines. He knows where his opponent is, so he's prepared, and now at the command center. So I doubt, unless Lomo can do something to take him totally by surprise, to really do something outrageous, I doubt that there's any way he can beat Luxury, because Luxury is such a beast. And then it's going to be interesting to see who's going to go from the losers match. I really favor Nal Ra to beat Passoon in the losers one, and then to face Lomo in the last one. And if he faces Lomo in again, it's probably going to be Lomo winning once more. So if I'd have to really say now, I go for Luxury and Lomo, simply because, Nal Ra, I don't know. Then again, Punsu, as I see, is 7-3 against tosses in the OSL and MSL prelims combined. So it could be that if he and Nal Ra both end up, if he and Nal Ra will be in the losers match, that he will actually make it to a TVZ against Lomo, and that's going to be interesting to see how it's going to turn out. In the meantime, these Zerglings running around. A group of Marines already massed out, so okay, that's pretty much everything about the other two games. You can watch them on John747's account, and I think DS073 did a comment on the first one on Luxury versus Punsu, so you can watch that on his account, DS_073 on YouTube. And in the meantime, a couple of SCVs going to that expansion, and I don't know, it's not really looking very peachy for Lomo because Luxury is such a beast, and Luxury knows what he's doing, and Luxury is getting the Spire up, and Luxury is totally gonna own him and gonna rape him and whatever you wanna call it. So he's already got a group of Marines, and now the Zerglings trying to surround this group of Marines, and they're managing to surround and attack from both sides, now catching them in between these two groups of Zerglings attacking. They will lose, but they have inflicted serious damage to the Marines, and simply losing so many Marines is quite careless and not something that he can afford, putting down the creep colony. So I think what he wanted with a group of Zerglings was simply to weaken this early push of Marines as much as possible. Yeah, the academy, so medics will be coming out soon. He simply wanted to weaken this group of Marines as much as possible so as to, I don't know, minimize the number of Sunkens that he will be forced to put down in the minutes to come.